If you're ready to take back control of your health, you're in the right place. Welcome to Awaken Wellness with me, Tanya Candy, registered nurse and health coach. Now, I'm not your typical nurse. I consider myself divorced from traditional healthcare. I broke free of the sick care system in 2019 when I realized that the root cause to my sickness, my autoimmune disease, and my chronic pain was me. If you're ready for truth, for clarity, for honesty in a tough, love, compassionate way, I'm the coach for you. Join me while we dig into our root causes of sickness and disease. Hey, everybody. It is Nurse Tanya from Awaken Wellness. Boy, it has been way too long since I got on live. And I'm like totally multitasking, probably got way too much stuff going on here. I am live on TikTok and then also streaming on Facebook and YouTube as well. So I'm going to try to pay attention to the comments, especially over here on TikTok. That's kind of my jam, my crowd. If you're here, drop me a line. If you're watching on the replay, I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear if you generally follow me or if you're all new here. Let's talk. So, kind of what was on my mind today is what's always on my mind today. It is August 18th, or is it the 19th? I don't know. I have to look. It is the 19th. So it is a full moon. So I used to be so good and regular about doing full moon talks because I were really into detox and parasite cleanse. So I used to be really good and regular about doing full moon conversations with my group coaching, and I've kind of fell off the wagon, but I've got to get back to it. Things that are going to be coming up this fall, we are be doing some Created to Heal meetings here in my hometown. So I'm super excited about that. If you're not familiar with Created to Heal, that is like a totally started out as a TikTok thing. I got introduced. I still don't even have 5,000 followers on TikTok. I am not. I would say I'm not a full-time content creator. Like I'm a full-time health professional. I'm a full-time coach. So I'm not a full-time content creator by any means, but I do try to get on here and update my audience so you kind of know what's going on. I should see if I can turn off this annoying green screen. Let's see if I can get it turned off. Not you, TikTok, on my other one. Let's go just to none. And then you can see, yep, I'm here in my store. So I recently moved my little store, got a order in Sydney, Montana. So again, not a full-time content creator. I am a full-time business owner, and I own this little business called Awaken Wellness, where I serve my community as well as an online community. We are talking about parasite cleanse. That's all I ever talk about, right? So myself, I totally consider myself in maintenance when it comes to parasite cleansing. But I went and jumped in, full moon. And oh man, this last night, I'm doing good now for the last few hours. But last night during the night, I managed to give myself some pretty explosive diarrhea. So yes, this still can be done. Let me show you what I did. So this is the Parakit. I do sell those. Yes, I do. And I will sell them to the average Joe. I would really like it if you would do the step 1 kit first to make sure that all of your drainage is open. If you're not doing the step 1 by Cellcore is absolutely medical grade for professionals, used and sold by professionals. Yes, you can buy it off my website. the average Joe, I want you to be 18. I want you to be in good health, not pregnant, not breastfeeding, to buy my products without advice. If you are underage, if you're pregnant, if you're nursing, then we need to talk. We need to do some one-on-one care. We don't just want you, haphazardly doing everything. So what I just pulls on heartstrings about this parasite trend. Parasite cleansing is so trending, and I get it. I understand why it's well, it can really save you. It can save your health. And there's so many ways that you can do it. So like here at my shop, I do try to offer like herbs, the raw herbs that you can do very affordably, and you can make your own tinctures, you can make your own teas for parasite cleansing. So there's so many different ways that we can do this, but there's so many wrong ways that we can do it as well. So that is kind of what we really want to talk about. The the Cellcore way, the medical way, is, I would say, kind of a supplement snob, right? Like these products are the best. If we're doing step one, if you're doing step one, I highly recommend you do step one before you do any parasite cleanse, or that you at least know that your lymph is open, that you're not constipated, all of those things. I didn't grab the bowel mover. So step one is 4 products, and it is going to open up your organs of elimination. It is going to open up your liver. It's going to give your mitochondria boost, so you have the energy that you need, your body needs to do the work that's going to be coming up. So parasite cleansing is a lot of work for your body. And if you are in a state of deep fatigue, like if you're on the struggle bus and then you just go buy some over-the-counter parasite cleanse and jump in, oh man, you're gonna have a hard time. You're really gonna have a hard time. But what rips my heart cords even worse is people who buy a little parasite cleanse and, well, really, then they end up just doing enough to piss the parasites off and drive them deeper into your tissues. So even a lot of times, if you saw some results, if you saw some parasites coming out in the toilet, then you're like, great, I did a parasite cleanse. And then 6 months from then, you've gained 10 pounds and you just feel terrible, and you've got all this kind of strange stuff going on in your body. It was the parasite cleanse. Like, you made yourself worse. So the thing about parasites is, when we kill a few of those adults, then they send out an enzyme telling all the eggs to hatch. And those eggs, that hatching, it goes on and on and on. So again, if you are just kind of normal, healthy, and you want to improve your health, then you can follow my DIY path. You can order the products, step it out, and have great results. If you are suffering from any kind of chronic disease, especially autoimmune disease or cancer, we need to at least do a minimum of 4 months, and then 4 months of full moon follow-up. So if you are suffering from chronic disease, you're not a good go at it alone candidate. You need guidance. You need me to help you through it. I do bioenergetic testing. So we do it through mail. You send me a saliva sample, and we see what your body needs, not just throw stuff at you. We do it very personalized. We see exactly what your body needs. So again, this is the step one. If you are going to do any sort of parasite cleanse, highly, highly recommend that you set yourself up right. Do step one. Myself, in this journey, I'm a few years into it. So when I started healing my body, I'm an RN, by the way. I consider myself divorced from the sick care system. That's right. That's a pretty bold statement. So when I started on my own healing journey, I got educated in functional medicine, took some amazing classes from a outfit called The Wellness Way. I started with food allergies, like, and that's a great place to start, right? With your IgG food allergies, figure out what is going wrong in your body. Because you have leaky gut. So these antibodies are these proteins are leaking in your blood, which they never should in the first place, right? When they get in your blood, then your immune system's all inflamed and trying to fix this and trying to fix that. So when I first got my first IgG blood test, I had 30 things on the list, like 30 things. So, what does that really say? That says that my gut was super leaky. And then in that healing process, in the digging process, doing some labs, doing this, doing that, I find out that I've got Hashimoto's, autoimmune disease, fibromyalgia, like that, kind of, well, sure, that makes sense. Let me close this curtain. Oh, that is a little bit better. So, yeah, all this sickness and disease stored up in your body, in your terrain. So, your body is like a garden spot, right? So, we have got to clean up this garden spot. So, I used to be over here as a nurse, and in that allopathic, you have a symptom, let's give you a diagnosis, let's give you a medication, and whatnot. That's like what I did for my job. You have a new baby, you need a flu shot, let's give you a shot, like, so that's where I was at. My perspective, my thinking really changed when my own body was falling apart, and I knew, just because of myalgia, I did not want to live on those medications. I didn't want to live on gabapentin. I didn't want to be on mood altering things. I didn't want to go through all those tests. I didn't want to sit in waiting rooms forever just to be sicker with side effects for the medications. So it was, when you're the patient, when it's time to do something different, that's when you finally decide, that's when you finally decide that you need to do something different. um so I get wrapped up in my story. I got educated through the wellness way, started doing things different, got tested, find out that I have all these autoimmune things and all these raging viruses, which, like, now I don't even think I believe in viruses, right? Like, we're not the host of viruses. We have detox systems, not necessarily immune systems. So your body reacts, it sheds, it changes, right? So I had been doing the food allergies, avoiding all these 30 foods for like a year and a half. And I did feel better. I did. I was taking some amazing adaptogenic herbs, getting good results. I felt better, but not better to the tune of the effort I was putting in and the dollars I was spending. And so then good old Facebook, I love Facebook, and I'm in some groups with functional practitioners, and people are sharing information and what works and what doesn't work for our clients. And everybody kept talking about detox and the parasites and using Cellcore products. Like, everybody will say Cellcore is the best, Cellcore is the best, Cellcore is the best. So I signed up, I got an account, I got educated, and I got myself on the products. And damn, all my peers, everybody that was saying they're the best, they were right. They are the best. There's absolutely no doubt about it. They are the best at detox and parasite killing. The best. So, full moon. On the full moon, after you've done at least stage one, if not the 4-stage foundation. Really, really, that 4-stage foundation, if you are just a normal, healthy person who wants to improve your health, or if you have started really feeling like you're losing your energy, you're losing your mojo, you think your hormones are slipping, that is a great place to do that foundation of health. If you're on some medications here or there, we can work with that. We can work with that, but you're not a DIY person. If you're already on a couple of medications, I don't care what they're for, I don't consider you DIY. So normal, healthy people. You're welcome to buy those 4 level kits on my website under the shop, okay? Otherwise, we can work together. We can work one on one. I've got room for a handful of new customers in September. I also do some really nice group coaching programs where we work together every other week, but then you work in modules independently, and we do lifestyle, we do diet, we do exercise, we do breathing, we do mental work, we do emotional clearing, and all of this in a group setting. So it's very much guided. And if you're just starting on that medication pathway and maybe got high blood pressure, or maybe you're trying to get off birth control, or you're doing something like that, then you're a perfect fit for that group coaching as well. So I'm going to show you the parrot kit. So sorry, TikTok, you get it backwards. Over here, you guys get to see it the right way. What I did last night for, I gave myself a really good bowel clean out. I jumped on the advanced level. So last night and this morning, and I'll do it again for the next few days, I think my bowels will calm down, but I did the intensive line because I've been using these products for a couple years now. I know them well. I kind of didn't expect to get that clean out like I did, so I must have needed it, but it wasn't terrible. I lived right through it. So last night I did 6 of the para 1 and 6 of the para 2. The normal dose is 2. I did those last night, this morning, and I'll probably do that for the next 4 days. I should have started 2 days ago, but we don't have to do this stuff perfect. The full moon is tonight. But why we always do that full moon maintenance, like after you do the 4 month protocol, or if you're doing the comprehensive protocol, that's 9 months. That's where we're really taking care of people who are suffering with chronic debilitating things like any autoimmune disease, a Lyme diagnosis, mold diagnosis. Those that takes a long time. We go nice, we go slow, we do very guided, but we can get you better if you are suffering with those chronic illnesses. So today, however, we're just talking about the full moon parasite kit and the crazy stuff I try to do to myself. So I'm an experimenter. I'm willing to experiment with most anything, and always try it on me before I recommend it to anybody else. So I also, for myself, for maintenance, I've done it now for jeepers, timeline. I always lose track of my timeline, but it's probably coming up on 3 years. I do fenbendazole, so yep, the dog dewormer, just 3 days every month, 3 days. And I was doing that before I knew that Cellcore even existed. So, and why I started doing that, I've never had a big C diagnosis, but I have had just really bad, crazy IBS, bad colon symptoms for so long. And I was kind of motivated by the story. A neighbor of mine needed help. He had been sent home on hospice with the big C in his colon, and he was only in his 50s. And that's when I got researching, when I found out about fenben and some of these other things. And I had never myself, no diagnosis, no diagnosis. I have had done, because of the other issues in the past, I'd had a colonoscopy and an EGD, and they just found gastritis. And that was probably almost 20 years ago. So that ongoing mess, what made that mess? Well, then the root cause of that was Diet Coke and stress. And then putting me on a proton pump inhibitor for the next 15 years made such a mess of my body. And that is a soapbox I will get on every time, every day, is we've got to get people off proton pump inhibitors. Like, your body needs stomach acid. And if you are not producing stomach acid, or if you are officially overproducing it, which most people really aren't. We have to figure out what is irritating your stomach. There is something when you have too much stomach acid, if you legitimately have too much stomach acid, there's something there that your body can't break down. It's not trying to hurt you, it's trying to protect you from something. So we have to figure out what is that trigger. For me, gluten for sure, a huge trigger, and black pepper, huge trigger. So if you're here, if you're catching this live and you're like, yeah, I just can't get over my heartburn. So when you end up on a proton pump inhibitor like that, for I can't believe I still have my gallbladder, but you will end up losing your gallbladder. If you take away your stomach acid, you're going to end up losing your gallbladder. So, and if you've already lost it, and the liver, that's all tied in. You can't pick apart those body systems. They're all tied together. They all go together. So if you already lost your gallbladder, then your liver was in trouble way back then. It was in big trouble. And you probably did not have enough stomach acid. Those parasites, especially those flukes, they love to live in that biliary duct it throughout the whole liver, and then they'll plug up your gallbladder and make your bile all sludgy, make things not work. And your pancreas, those flukes, I know I'm still dealing with flukes in my pancreas because my body still does not want to produce stomach or digestive enzymes like it should, like that are made in the pancreas. So we're getting there every month. Every month is getting better. Every month is getting better. And when I'm smart enough to eat right, but I mean, I still do things like eat ice cream with the kids, or you know go off over here and have a margarita with Taco Tuesdays. Like huh, you can call me the hypocritical health coach, or you can just say, hey, this lady's for real. She lives a real life with real stressors in the real world. And so I am really all about 80/20 um, when it comes to food, when it comes to how I live my life. The gluten for me is just a no-go. But when I eat it, I don't get crazy gut issues. I don't get things like that going on. So I really have to have it up here solid. And for me, mostly it's about my thyroid. Gluten is kind of bioidentical to your thyroid tissue. So if your body doesn't like gluten, if there's a gluten problem, if that's leaking into your bloodstream because of your leaky gut, it's not that your body, if you have Hashimoto's like me, it's not that your body is trying to attack your thyroid. It's trying to clean it up. Like, I don't believe in autoimmune disease like they sell it to us. Hell no. We were created in perfection by a creator who loves us, and our body will not hurt itself. Our body desperately tries to protect itself from something, and it's up to us to figure out what is in our bodies that should not be there, that our body is trying to clean up. And then a lot of these compounds, you know, Epstein Barr and gluten toxins love to live in your thyroid. It's a nice, warm, fatty little place. Our body tucks toxins that it cannot methylate in our fat tissues, thyroid being one of them, cellulite being another, your liver being another, your interstitial fat that's between your organs, that's another great place for your body to tuck away toxins that it cannot methylate. Why not cannot methylate them? Like, I don't think MTHFR is that new. We just all hear about it, but it's the toxic sprayed on vitamins in our fortified foods that have become toxins. So our body can't methylate. Maybe then we get some genes snipped on that are even worse. Maybe our comp genes are slow and we can't methylate. So then we just get that much more toxic. We have that much more issues. And like for me, I was lousy with parasites. Like, find me on YouTube. The videos are disgusting. I am totally willing to micro dissect and look through my stool years ago when I was passing these incredible amounts of parasites. It's disgusting. Did parasites, why were they able to live in me like that? One, it was way too acidic, way too acidic. I will forever be a meat eater. I will never go over to that vegetarian side. But as a meat eater, we have to be careful. We have got to have even better stomach acid. We've got to have either great stomach acid, use betaine, use apple cider vinegar, something, because if we want to eat meat, meat is slow to digest. And number one, if it doesn't get broke down in your stomach by stomach acid, all that protein is useless. Like if that protein doesn't get broke down by stomach acid right out of the gate when it's in your stomach, it's literally wasted down the toilet. But inside your colon, that um, digestion of meat is slow. If your appendix was ever in trouble, it can be irritating to your appendix. And that is where you're going to get too much acid, where your body is going to come in an acidic state. So, people on carnivore, I support carnivore for sure. I do. But you have got to have some good stomach acid, like literally, or you're spending a ton of money on quality meat that your body's not utilizing. So, like, if you're on carnivore, you should not need extra amino acids. You should not need extra protein. If you do, if you find you still need still more protein outside of that carnivore diet, then you really need to work on your betaine. You really need to work on your stomach acid. Just a little betaine HCl, or do a shot of apple cider apple cider vinegar before you eat that meat. That will help significantly. So I got super sidetracked. We've got a few people who are with me over here on, um, where are you? TikTok. You're on TikTok. I got a few people who are with me on TikTok. I've got a few people who are with me somewhere. I can't tell if you're, oh yeah, you're with me on Facebook, a couple of people. Nobody here from YouTube. So yeah, really multitasking, and we're having a good discussion. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody who's been here for a little while? I've been rambling on about my own health journey, as well as some parasite. It is the full moon, so we are doing parasite cleansing. Any questions? Looking for questions, looking for comments. I better get that stream open so I can see if there's any comments over on social media. So, who's got comments? Yep, I am Nurse Tanya. I'm an RN. I consider myself divorced from the sick care system. Here in my little office in Montana, I do IV therapy. I can even do stem cells. I do so much detox and parasite work. That is kind of my claim to fame. That is my main jam. Let's see, Kelly. I'm sure you already answered this, but why do you do it on a full moon? Yeah, why do we do it on the full moon? So the full moon, honestly, if we go down this rabbit trail, I think in the calendar and the lies and all the things that we've been sold lies about. So we call the full moon, when it's bright, like we already know it. And then when it's dark, it's the new moon. I honestly think those are reversed. But anyway, that's another story that I don't have facts about. I just have thoughts. But on the full moon, so if you have been around, like as a nurse, I used to work in corrections, I used to work in a jail, like you didn't have to know what day of the week it was to know it was a full moon. Full moon, the old term lunatic, they're a stark raving lunatic, right? So where did that terminology come from? It came from behavior. It changes around the full moon. And that is because the main reason, I'm just going to give you my abbreviated kindergarten version of it, right? The main reason is that our hormones change. So we all know that during the day, our body makes melatonin and then releases it at night. The It's in reverse for serotonin or for your dopamine, for your other hormones, right? So for whatever reason, how we were designed, during that full moon cycle, we have less melatonin. So we don't feel like sleeping, and we have heightened the feel good hormones. So we feel like staying up all night. We feel like partying. We feel like, celebrating and whatnot. And so that is the basic gist of it. And the parasites themselves also love those hormones. So they are more active. They are wanting to feast and steal. They always steal. Like when you think of, they steal your nutrition. They steal your feel good hormones. They can change your mood significantly. People, not everybody, but some people will really get on an emotional, unstable roller coaster when they start to do parasite cleansing. A lot of people don't talk about that. They don't talk about it near enough. I always warn my clients that there can be some emotional blowback when we start to kill parasites. They literally are kicking and screaming, and they can make your life hell. They're gonna want sugar. Parasites love sugar. They love processed food. They love alcohol. So even a lot of times, I firmly believe people who are just addicted, can't get off their alcohol, can't get off their drugs, that kind of thing. It's a parasite problem. It's those parasites talking. So when we can roll back, when we can get those parasites changed, when we can make life altering, it can change your personality when you get rid of these parasites. um, the cell core process, we always do, we this para kit, the full moon kit, is targeted to people who have already done the 120-day foundation cleanup, or they've been doing something else. They're not just new beginners to detox and parasite cleanse. It's Yes, it can be done that way, but if you want to be successful, the para kit for me, the way I recommend it is to my clients after that 4-month cleanup, and then they're going to do the para kit for at least 4 months every full moon, and that is so we get the eggs, because when we start to kill adults, it sends out a signal, releases an enzyme so that those eggs are going to want to hatch. And that, my friends, is where the mess comes in. So one of my TikTok people says encourage more viewers to share. That would be awesome. I would love it if you all shared and liked my video and follow me on social media wherever it is that you care to go. Like I was saying when I first started the video, I am absolutely not a full-time content creator. I am a full-time healer. Like I work one-on-one, I work in group coaching. People come here, they see me in person. I also work over the internet. So my lives are kind of few and far between. I try to do a live every full moon. I really was MIA for a while. I did not get any done. I had started to say it and then I interrupted myself like I do. This fall, going through the winter, hopefully for the rest of time, I'm going to start created to heal groups. So if you are familiar with Jazziel on TikTok, I am involved with her and a group. We get together on TikTok live every Saturday night to go over all things health, all things, you know, in the world, all truthers unite. And these created to heal groups, I'm going to start doing that in my community. I will broadcast them live as well for the outlying community. But the created to heal groups is just a simple message to help humanity heal. So, like, I absolutely get that Cellcore is my jam. It is my favorite. I am a supplement snob. I could make my own tinctures, but I don't. I want to work on that. But for me, medical grade quality product is where I'm at. But if you can't afford that, that's okay too. I'm willing to work with you wherever you're at. And that is where I'm going with this Created to Heal mission. So with the Created to Heal, we get together. We're going to try to do once a month, probably just do it on the full moon. And why I picked the full moon for that is just because it keeps me in line. Like, I want to pay attention to the moon cycles anyway, and it's a date on the calendar that I could say, this is it, and I'm going to stick to it. Full moon, no matter what day of the week it falls on, that's when we're going to have our Created to Heal meetings. We will do them in the evening. We'll probably start out here at my little shop. I've got an open, ugly, unfinished basement that we'll use. It'll be like a bring your own lawn chair kind of thing. We will absolutely do the presentation live as well, so our online community can take advantage of that. But the Created to Heal is not about any product. It's not about selling anybody anything. It's about coming together, sharing information. I hope to have a guest speaker because it's not about me, and I certainly don't know everything. Every time I scroll through Facebook or TikTok, I learn something new that I want to investigate. So we will have, somebody share on I'll probably share on distilled water. I bought a big distiller here, so my subscription clients that are local, that are members, they can stop in whenever they want, and they get free distilled water. So I really believe in distilled water. I'll probably share on that. I've got other people who are local that, maybe they're doing regenerative gardening. I can't even say I'm a wannabe gardener because I don't want to do it. I don't want to put forth the effort. I want to eat the fruit of someone else's labor. I want to trade. I want to barter. I want to be part of a community. I want to form more of a community that shares, that helps one another fill in the gaps, right? So if I'm going to buy cucumbers or salsa for you, I will either give you cash, I'll give you some of my supplements, I'll give you some of my time, whatever works for you. We just need to build this community. In the Created to Heal movement, Jazelle is amazing. She should be here to visit me in Montana sometime in August, if not September. So she's going to hang out for a while, and hopefully the Created to Heal movement is not big in my area. Most people are outlying, they're further away. But I wanted to become big. You don't have to be on TikTok to be part of the group. Like, she's got an amazing website, but her mission is natural health and people sharing their testimonies. So people of healing of the big C, people healing of Lyme, people healing of mold toxicity, all those things. We're just getting together, and to me, that's the best kind of study there is out there. Like, us getting together and sharing information of what we know worked for either us, for our family member, for somebody that we know, and sharing that information. Clinical studies, I could care less about all that these days because it's about who funded it. Like, who funded it? And is there any truth left in any of it? Like, it's all just, yeah, you know what I mean. If you're in the comments, do you know what I mean? Like, and if those alphabet soup 3-letter agencies are for it, run the other direction, run, people, run. So yeah, that is, if you're on Facebook, if you follow me on Facebook, I just shared a video, I think it was on my personal page. It was a Rumble video, a couple of brave doctors who have come away from that perspective, who are saying, let's get to the root cause of something, and right now I can't even tell you their name off the top of my head, but I did share it. We need to support medical professionals that are being brave, because it takes a lot. It takes a lot to come out and say, hey, we got to do something different. And it's really because, like, me as a nurse, We all wanted to do good. It's that oath is do no harm. So nobody, I don't feel like anybody started out this journey in the medical field as a healer wanting to be where they're at. Like, want, so I just pray, we just need to pray for them all, that there's mercy, that there's grace, that there is a pathway to enlightenment, that there is a different perspective. And I get it. I get it when you're in the office with someone, there's not time. There's not time to be their health coach. And we all kind of think this is stuff we should know, right? We should know not to eat junk food. But it's super hard. It's hard for people to make changes. Food is such an emotional thing. There's so many emotions, so much emotional attachment. When you think about, you know, love, sugar is love, grandma's cookies, if someone's sick, you bring them food, you bring them chocolate, you bring them, less of like that sugar mentality. There's so many emotional components to our sickness and disease. And I guess that's something that should talk about briefly. That is something as well that I do in business. My coaching, I use bio energetic testing. So if you're at a distance, a saliva sample. If you're here local, you hold my little probes, and my software goes over your body energetically. And it is like if your body had a voice and could say, hey, this is what's bothering me today. This is what I'm void of today. That it's like interpreting what your body would like to talk about. And I do a lot of emotional work with that. So I do 3 basic scans, and then I do an emotional scan. And that emotion scan, if it's loud, if it's like one of the deeper causation to what that body wants to talk about, if that scan is loud, then we're going to start on that emotional work before we even start on the nutritional work. Our body stores negative emotions, and it's a big deal. It's a really, really big deal. Let's see, how long have I been on here? TikTok doesn't really time you, do they? Let's see, how's this other one? Almost 45 minutes. So if there's any questions, shout them out. Otherwise, if you like and follow my page, if you're interested in support products, you can buy them on my website, on my DIY store. My recommendation, though, is always, if you're going to do parasite cleansing, to just do yourself a favor and do the 120-day foundation. If you are above 18, not pregnant, not breastfeeding, and in generally good health, you are eligible to do that. And to do it on your own, you really don't need my help or my guidance. Cellcore has set it up perfectly that you just have to be consistent and not quit in the middle. That's super important. If you get through phase 2, partway through phase 3, and then quit, you're going to make the parasites worse. Like, maybe not right away, but next year, you'll start having symptoms. You'll start gaining weight. You'll start feeling sluggish. If you're going to commit to it, commit to it. Like, do the full thing. And then you do the parakit 4 months. 4 months, follow every full moon to get those eggs. So again, if you are in general good health, you can go to my website and do that. I got some ME support. I was going to talk a little bit more about that emotional thing. So Cellcore has got this product, ME support, mental and emotional support, and it is amazing. It's got some homeopathy to it. It's got some chamomile, some lavender, and it is amazing to help release even pain. Can be such an emotional component. And this stuff is pretty standalone. That's something that you can buy directly off my website and give it a try no matter where you're at in life. Mostly we use it straight and under the tongue. The directions say 20 drops, but that's a lot. I'd start with 1 or 2 and see how much relief you get. 1 or 2 right under the tongue. You know, if you put 20 drops in water, then you're really watering it down. And you can do that topically as well. Like if you've got a frozen shoulder or a trapezius muscle that just wants to carry all of your tension, you can put it in like a little roller and roll it right on there as well. So this is an amazing standalone product that you can order. Everything says to be cautioned if you're pregnant or breastfeeding. Everything. There isn't a supplement out there that doesn't say that, right? So there's that. What else did I want to quick talk about? Oh, let's see, I'm gonna have to, just give me a second. I want to share my screen. So for you guys on TikTok, this is going to be kind of goofy, but we're going to try it. I don't know how else to do it. I want to, if you're in the TikTok crowd and you want to know to find this information later, you can go to my website, which of course there's a L in the B, right? All these things that like you can't say without getting booted off TikTok. Anyway, let me find the right page here. I just need a second. Share with you, and then I'll just have to pull you over here so you can see my screen on TikTok. There's just a few of you here, but I want to show you what these packages look like. Let's see. So hopefully you can see that. This is on my website. It's under information, and then it's under telemedicine coaching packages. So these are the packages that I offer. This is for intensive coaching, like your one-to-one. I've got 3 different levels. The Jumpstart, you get 5 visits. The intensive, you get 9 visits. The total transformation, you get 12. And the emotional detox that I talked about, in the Jumpstart, you get 1 of those. In the intensive, 2. In the total transformation, 3. In all of my programs, the CellCore Foundation products are included. So like the Jumpstart is just the foundation, that's just those 4 levels. The intensive, the total transformation are the comprehensive. So the foundation, that is $1,200 worth of products. The comprehensive is like $2,600. And they're included because all of my restoration, I absolutely 100% believes in these products to get you cleaned up. And then when we add lifestyle modification and get you eating right, support you with my energetic tinctures as well, miracles happen in your body, absolute miracles. This is, if you scroll down that page, this is what the group coaching packages look like. So these group coaching, they are a much more affordable price point because you're going to do a lot of the heavy lifting on your own with the education vaults that I provide. So in this group coaching, we will meet every other week live so you can get all your questions answered. And then you get one-to-one session with me in that 120 days. In the 270 day, you get 2 one-to-one sessions. And in the 360, you get, oh, I'm saying that wrong. Those are the emotional ones. I forgot. Sorry, I just can't see and concentrate. Those are the emotional. So we're still going to get the emotional release appointments in your group coaching. But the one-to-one, here you're going to get 1 session. Here you're going to get 4. And here you're going to get 5 one-to-one group coaching. So you can just go and find that on my website under information. If you are interested in products, you can just go to the store and that will take you to my Shopify site. So the products are all there. I've also got like the Joe Tippin protocol, and you can get just a single bioenergetic testing session there as well. So that is what that is going to look like for you guys. Let me go back to StreamYard. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I thank anybody who hung out with me for even a few seconds. That was very wonderful of you to share your day with me. I appreciate that. So I would love it if you find me on social media. Find me on Facebook. That's kind of my main jam where I do most of my posting. If you would like to just even get on my mailing list to see what I've got going on for product specials or this, that, or the other thing, you can do that on my website. There's lots of clickable places. I've got some free downloads in my link in bio. Um, Lots of stuff there for you to explore and check out. If you made it to Cindy, Montana, come hang out with me. I'd love to meet you in person. That's all for now. Thank you so much. Gotta get everything shut down here. Thank you so much. If you're on replay, make sure you let me know that you're here and you watched this full moon fun video. Hope to see you at our Created to Heal meetings. Bye, y'all. God bless. Happy healing.